No hack to success. There is literally no hack to success. I don't know if you're born with some certain astrological combinations, you might become successful in one night, but nobody in the history of humanity has become overnight success. They might have become overnight famous, but that is not success, that is fame.
So what you told me about the thing, that I agree with it. But as you told about a Virgin company's CEO at the founder, right?
Yes.
But that is a grown-up man. A grown-up, he will be at his 40s and all after doing that trial and error and other things and all.
He did not start when he was a grown-up man. He started very young. If you read the life of Richard Branson, he started very early in his 20s.
Thirdly, in the sense what? Where?
His business.
Yeah.
And every business that he did not succeed. You can take the case history of any successful.
Case history I'm saying is like wherever a person is, he will go from a down to up. You have told about Richard, right? So he is a grown-up man in the business and all. But for a person who is like a kid or like adult person, not adult person, like in his teenage and all, how to tackle failure or success? Because a person who got more success, they will become too much attitude and all, and afterwards when they get hit first or second time failure, they will be very down and it will be very bottom. But a person who knows to handle a failure, he will not get that much bottom, he will handle the success finely. But a failure who got first time or second time, he will not able to.
Yes.
That how? Then how to tackle that?
Let me tell you the case of a very young girl that I worked with. So I worked with a 21-year-old girl. Exactly the question that you are asking. How does it work for people who do not have enough life experience or who do not know how to navigate life fully yet?
Yes, why I'm saying is like, see, your school days is there, right? It is a structured manner. First class, you go. Second class, you go. Third class, you go. Third, fourth, fifth. It is structured. But after you completed your graduation and other thing, nothing is structured. The life you have to live your own. The life you have to support your father, mother, other things. Everything is there. But in your school days and all, you'll be like, first completed, next year, second, third, next, third. But after 21 or 22, no one is there to tell what to do. Not graduation, not other things. You have to do PhD or not. That is totally different. And that failure comes, then what?
So, like I said, let me tell you the story of a 21-year-old girl. And I'm talking about, I don't know, 4-5 years ago. I don't even remember. So 4-5 years ago. When she came in, she comes from a very affluent family, very successful parents. And they did not even put her in a very pressure that you have to be a doctor, you have to be an engineer. She liked animals. She liked doing social work. And she had been doing that from her 8th or 9th standard, like going out with other activists, trying to help animals, trees, plants, whatever. When she came to me, she was diagnosed with schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, ADHD, and she was at this time studying English honors. Okay. She was in her final year or something. And she did not want to do that. She wanted to quit and she wanted to become a veterinarian. Because she loved animals so much, she wanted to become a doctor so that she could help more animals. When she came to me, the day she came to me, she was on 7 antidepressants or 7 kinds of medication. I forgot here. 7 kinds of medication. And when she came to me, she had 15, 16 cut marks.
Okay.
Blade marks.
Yes.
From self-harm. He did not want to live life. She had given up on her dreams and she had started becoming delusional, seeing other people, seeing dead people from her past, speaking to them at night, complete utter disorder. Why? even before she had her graduation exam, she started telling me that no, I will not give this exam. I will do this and nothing will work out. I just want to go to those dead people who I keep talking to. I said, why do you want to do that? And she said that nothing gives me happiness in life and I think this is it. How did she come out of that? She did not come out with some hack. So people want now, right now, the generation we live in, everybody wants hacks. What hack do you have?
Tips.
Now, I have found out a full form of hack. Hack, H for happiness. Everybody wants happiness. Second A, everybody wants acknowledgement or a certification of achievement that I have done this. Look at me. Through social media, through visibility that I have done this. Look at me. That's acknowledgement. See, everybody wants to be confident. No matter how much insecure you are in life, no matter what downfalls or failures you have in life, do you want to go out that and speak about it to another person? No, you want to only say that I have done this and I'm confident and I'm glamorous and I'm just great. And number K, you want to be knowledgeable. Everybody wants to be knowledgeable, even if like you are a very curious person. You were just telling me before that I have a curiosity, but you generally genuinely want to be knowledgeable. Some people also want to come across as knowledgeable, even if they're not. They are the people you were saying about that everybody has something to say. How do you know what authentic or not? So these are the people who are trying to hack their way into everything. They want to be happy. They want to be perceived across as someone who has done great things. They want to be confident. They want to be seen as knowledgeable. But that does not happen. There is no hack to success. There is literally no hack to success. I don't know if you're born with some certain astrological combinations, you might become successful in one night, but nobody in the history of humanity has become overnight success. They might have become overnight famous, but that is not success, that is fame. Fame and success are two different things. So, coming back to this case story of this girl that I was working with, after 4 sessions with me, she told me that she was raped when she was 15. And her family did not know this. And she had told her mother, and her mother told her that you were just delusional. Nothing like this happened. And that happened from a close but family member. So, this is the story of the society we live in. If the family that we come from do not support us in the way of life, if we do not, in India, we do not have a very particularly supportive society if we want to do something different.
Yeah.
Like teenagers, like people who are yet to navigate life, if you constantly tell them that they're dysfunctional and they're failure and they're not good and they will not go anywhere with this new kind of work that they want to do, where will they end up? They will end up in depression. Now, the onus I will put on you, the teenagers, the young people, whoever is trying to do something new, people are not going to support you. Fine, but will you then give up on your dreams? Will you then stop doing what you want to do? No. If people are not supporting you, you support yourself. You be there for yourself for as long as it is necessary until you get to the place that you want to go to. That is the message here. So the girl reached out to me on her own. Her parents did not send her. She used to come to my sessions alone from 16 kilometers far away in a place where nobody knew her. So that her parents
It was in India only or where?
It is in India and it is very close to Bangalore. And her parents, so that her parents would not know that she is coming for counseling.
Okay.
Because not only her parents did not encourage her, if her parents were very successful, they
All right. So this Indian society and all, counseling here, then a psychiatrist, psychologist, this is like not there. And if someone says like I'm going there, they'll say like you're a mad person.
Exactly.
So how to like change this trend?
How to change this trend?
Yeah.
Can I change this trend? No. What can I do? I help people overcome their stress, anxiety, depression, all of this and step into their happiness. Because if you tell someone that I want to be happy, they won't judge you. But if you tell someone that I want to come out of depression, they will judge you. There is the difference. I'm a mental health counselor, but I don't say that I'm a mental health counselor. When I come from the approach that I help you overcome your inner problems and I help you become happy, and I help you achieve your inner peace, people are much more receptive. Look at the work that I had done. People are so much more receptive. People are coming more. They're reaching out more. Because when a person tells to themselves also that I'm in depression, they judge themselves also. Oh, I'm in depression. That means I have to see a counselor. That means psychiatrist. Now my family will know. But if you just, oh yeah, I went to this wellness sessions and I felt very happy. I'm feeling very relaxed. I'm feeling very calm. That is very acceptable. So that is how we can change the trend. That is how I am changing the trend. That is how you are changing the trend.
Am I changing the trend? Yes. Okay. That is a good thing. I don't know what it is. Okay.
Rather than be a happiness coach or the other things and all, from the starting or from the parental thing, or like to get a client or to tell a client like you're this and that, rather than that, why we won't put a parent session where we'll tell a parent, because a person who is going through a depression or anything, sadness or not able to handle whatever things, it will start from a lower background in the sense from a kid time, from a other time and all.
From the
If,
childhood.
yeah, if it taught them in a certain way, this will be coming up. So you have to tackle like this. If you are coming up a failure, you means if that time you have to tackle like this. Or if you are happy, you should not be happy, more happy that you hate yourself, kind of thing. Because in happiness you will do lot of stuff, like you will go party, this that. In party and all, you will do some mistake by something. In that means hyper, you will not knowing that it is a bad thing, but you will do it. So that time, if we tell the parents like you have to tell the kids like this, will not be it will helpful.
Yes. So let me tell you something that I remember when I was studying clinical psychology. I remember I read this.
Clinical psychology is the subject in India.
Yes. Believe me or not, there are many psychologists in India.
So I know that, but no one cares.
So when I was studying clinical psychology, I read this, and this will shock you.
Hmm.
The brain development of a child and the psychology of a child,
Hmm.
the psyche that we say, the psyche of a child is developed between 0 to 1 years. 0 to 1 years is the
It doesn't
time.
talk only. How you are saying that? It
0
is.
to 1 years is the time that the psyche of a child is developed. Can you understand how sensitive, how ridiculous, and how extremely precarious parents have to be during that time?
Okay.
That is why now we have a lot of, I think we are seeing an upsurge in India in parenting coaches, in pregnancy coaches, in people who are helping parents to understand. Because until in India, because we come from a very rich cultural background, it is very controversial to say, but in Indian parents know everything. That is a big issue that we find, that parents
Yeah.
have to come across as perfectionists.
Hmm.
But if parents try to, without, like, you as a parent, you cannot ever lose the authority with your child. I don't say that you become completely friends with your child, that your child is going for alcohol and drugs and telling you, Mama, Papa, I went there. Not that. But if you decrease the barrier a little bit, where your child can truly communicate with you, and the things that you are doing, that will reflect on your child. During your pregnancy, you see now a lot of people say, and in the olden days, you must remember from your grandmother's generation, when women were pregnant, they were given Gita to hear. They used to go to temples. Why? To imbibe that generational positivity in their children even before they were born.
Yes.
What we have done is we have taken the Indian culture out of it. We have not accepted the Western culture also, and now we are in a place where we are neither Indian, we are not Western. We are
Western.
just like khichdi.
Yes.
So Indian parents right now are trying to look Western, but they are not accepting the full Western methods also, because Western culture also has its particular unique approach when it comes to parenting. They want to hit their children in the Indian way, but they want to make their children look like the Western way. How will it work out? It will never work out. You have to be strategic about bringing up a child. Like I said, 0 to 1 years. 0 to 1 years, like it starts from the pregnancy and it ends in the first year of the child. What is the child seeing in front of you? What are the words you are saying? Are you being positive? Are you talking about your neighbors? Are you talking about frustration at work? Are you just complaining about are the parents fighting with each other? Are they saying about how this was not right, what is not right, everything that is negative in the world, negative news? The child is hearing all of that. In Mahabharata, we had heard about Abhimanyu,
Yes.
about how he had heard about the Chakravyuh, right?
Getting into the Chakravyuh, but not out.
Not out.
Mm.
So the concept is that the child, Abhimanyu heard that.
Mm.
It is a example of how your child can hear things, can understand things. How does the child learn a language? How does it learn the mother language? The initial words, mama, papa, food, khana, whatever, whichever language, they understand on their own. We don't explain them that
Yes.
khana matlab food
Yes.
or mama matlab mother. They see the body language, they see the vibe, they see the energy, they know this is mother, this is father. And the basic of language they understand on their own. You don't teach the child basic languages. They understand few things from the conversation, then they start picking up this, say things right, wrong, and then we correct them, and that's how it happens. So if the child hears the right things, right from its pregnancy to the birth, to how they grow up, and they have a easy way of two-way communication with the parents, if they have the right environment, say environment is very important. If you, what do you like in a party? Teenagers like to go party. Why? They go, they feel very happy, they feel hyped up, lights, sound, music, energy of other people, dancing, singing. That's high energy right there. It is very natural. If you go, you'll also feel nice. I'll also go, probably I'll feel nice there also. I go to very less parties, but when I go, I also feel nice. It's not I'm going to say that no, I never go. I also go. I feel nice. But very temporarily, I can't stay for long. It's too much for me. But children, they need the high energy. They need the right amount of energy. If the parents are able to give them the right energy, the right environment from when they are growing, right environment means talking about great things, looking up to great idols. When I was 15, I remember my father gave me 3 idols, 3 pictures. One picture was of Indira Nui.
Who was
Okay.
she?
She was the, I think, one of the top tier executives of PepsiCo.
Okay.
Indira Nui.
Mm.
She gave, my father also gave me the picture of Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah.
And he gave me the picture of the third person, which many of the people might not know about. He is a spiritual guru. So I'm not going to name the spiritual guru here, but Indira Nui, Swami Vivekananda, these are perpetual people we look up to. Now, those kind of influences have to come from their parents. If the children see their parents fighting all day, not being nice, talking about other people, spreading negativity through news, through social media, constantly not appreciating others, not speaking properly to the taxiwala, children observe these things.
Yeah.
If they're not doing the right things, then obviously children pick up the same things.
No,
It's
but
very-
here society also plays a big role. Like if a person is nice to everyone, he's a good boy, but a good boy or good girl, whatever. But he will be also a very nice person, which public, from public perspective, they will be taking advantage of his.
Yes. You're talking about being nice and weak. I'm talking about building a character.
Okay.
There is a difference between being nice
Mm.
and being a person of character. A person of character may be nice and not weak. A person who is nice may be nice and weak, may be nice and strong, may be good in character, may be bad in character. It does not differ anyway.
Okay. That is kind of a thing. Yeah. But to become a strong, you have to say certain words, say certain authority, say certain like a different tone, which You have to practice. It will not come directly to you, right? So somewhere and somewhere you have to go in a wrong way also, right? To build up that character. So how that tendency to go wrong, it will help you.
This is a wrong notion in India that if you're nice, you'll always be weak. This is a wrong notion. Let me bust out that myth right now. Why?
Okay.
Because everybody does not come in your life. In every situation, people don't come around to challenge you. If you're going somewhere, you're buying vegetables from the market, you're entering your office and there's the guard in front of you, you're going to a state bank and there are the people working, everybody is not going to challenge you. People think that everybody is going to challenge you. You only need to stand up when the situation demands it. You don't need to stand up for everything all the time. That is a very wrong concept. You don't need to be rude necessarily to people all the time.
So
You
because
have to
why
be
I'm
nice.
saying is, like right now, if I see all the kids, like right now Gen Z, not Gen Z, kids only, they are becoming too much attitudinal kind of thing. Like they, what I have seen it, they will get answer to everything. It is not, and in a different tone. If I say in a for a good for a person, they will say, "Who are you to tell us like this?" Their parents are giving freedom to do that, but it is not a right way. If I tell them, if we tell them that, I have seen that they will backfire us. It is like we are telling good for them, why they are doing like this. So in that way, what to do?
Can you control them?
It is someone else's kid. How can I control them?
Then you can't take responsibility for how the child, if you really feel responsible for a child, like if you see a 10-year-old boy say smoking,
Yeah.
and you go and tell that to the kid that you should not smoke, and suppose he answers you back in a not nice way. There are two approaches here. One, you can take responsibility if you really feel that no, I will make sure this child does not smoke. You can go and speak to the parents, you can speak to the child in his tone, in his language, you can make friends with him, you can make him understand by giving him different examples. That requires spending time with that person.
Yes, yes.
You cannot answer in today's generation, go to a child and tell him stop smoking and he's going to stop smoking. It does not happen. I'm sorry, you should not say he, it can be she, it can be they, whatever the child is. The second thing is, you cannot take responsibility for how the child is answering you. As a responsible citizen, you can go, that is why mental peace, that is where your mental strength comes in. You can go and tell a child that you should do this or you should not do this. He can or cannot take your advice. You have to be open that I cannot control it. I did what I should have done. If he's open, I will help him. If I feel that I do not have the bandwidth to go in depth with this person, then I cannot expect that he will listen to everything that I'm saying, because who am I?
Yeah.
If they don't see me as a person worth looking up to, then they will not listen.
Okay. I want to know one thing. Like you given a story, right? That a person she got raped and all. It doesn't might be anything. I don't know. Right now, men's also get that kind of situation, and no one's talk about. Like a girl got raped, a man can get also raped by
Yes.
another. But why that kind of story is not coming up?
Because there is too much, there are many things at play here. In any situation,
Because
in
that is
India,
mental
there are
trauma.
things at play here. Like women's cause get a lot of attention because of two things. First, it is of interest to media, because for which the media spreads it more. Second, men are generally alpha people, like people who have the society has given, and the way men are is they try to be more responsible. They have been shown as characters that are dominant and respectable, and I'm not saying women are not respectable or not dominant, but men have been portrayed in that way. So when a man is feeling unsafe or has gone through any situation, are we giving them enough safe space for them to come up and say, where they can say, no, this has happened to me? Because in most cases, when I have worked with less men who have gone through some kind of sexual abuse, but from the people that I have worked with, and I know of people and I have worked with some people who have gone through this, they say something like, I cannot say this because I am a man. Now, where does the statement come from? I cannot say this because I'm a man. Means society only has told you that you are a man, you cannot say this. You have to change that narrative. When a person right now is going into gender fluid fashion, gender fluid fashion, people are dressing up not in a very binary way.
Yeah.
In India, it is not still yet acceptable. If you are going to judge a person just by their looks, how are they going to come up and tell you that I have experienced sexual trauma? You're going to cross-question them, you're going to put them in a space where they're not feeling comfortable at all, you're not giving them a safe space. At least sometimes women get the compassion that, okay, something has happened with you, let us help you, let us at least listen to you. Men don't get that kind of compassion, not from their family, not from their spouse, not from their friend circle. That safe space has
So
to
how
be.
to tackle that mental trauma? Because that is a mental state. He could not able to tell anyone. Either he has to bury it or he has to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So how to do that? Because why I'm saying is, see, rape cases like right now only came it up. It two consecutively came up. So it is on women. That's why everyone is talking about it. But this thing happens to the men also, and it is like kind of no one talks about or whatever things. I don't know why. So, but in other countries and other like societies and all, there will be talking and all. But here, no. So that kind of, if some person comes, if something happens to it, or it can be in a teenage kind of thing. So that time, how a person will cope up? Because in teenage, again he will be in 8th or 10th, again boards, this, that. How he will cope up?
So the easy answer would be to say that you should reach out to a counselor, you should reach out to a psychiatrist, you should speak to your friends and parents. That is the conventional way that we go by. But if there is any person watching this and you've experienced something that you are not able to come up with it to your family, to your friends, to a doctor or a psychologist or anyone, and you're having to deal with it on your own, I would give you two tools that help me a lot in my life and can help you too. You can do two particular things to help your mental peace, to build your positivity, and to move ahead in life. Because life does not stop. You have to take it forward. That is your responsibility. Those two tools are prayer and meditation. If you have faith in a higher version of God, source, power, universe, whatever you want to call it, and you pray to them regularly, you cannot put responsibility like, if God is there, why this has happened to me? If God is there, many other things also are there. Many things can happen to many people, even if they're great believers. But if you pray and you have a belief, a faith in the higher self, you will have the bandwidth to flow through life. You have to do it. And second, take some time to sit down, relax and meditate. It will help you accept the things that has happened in your life.
Okay. So will spirituality helps in this?
I think pursuant to the last question, I was saying that when a person cannot get help from any place or is not able to, they're reaching out, like it could be not finding the right solutions for themselves in the context of family, failure at work, going through some kind of shame, guilt, trauma, any of those scenarios, it is very, very recommended to go into self-healing by prayer and meditation. And if you are an Indian like us, we have been into that culture of believing in the supreme, and it is there in our genes almost to have a faith in a higher self. And if we have that, two things happen. One is we don't feel alone anymore. The moment we try to connect with the higher self or the universal energy or gods, whichever your gods are, you do not feel like you're alone anymore. You constantly feel protected. Now I am protected by a shield. When you give that responsibility of your life, or you hand over your direction, you're not able to handle it anymore. What do we do? What do children do? They will go to their parents that this happened, I broke my toy. What to do now?
Mm.
But adults can't do that. Because if you do that to some other people, people will probably mock you, they will not understand you. Sometimes we are all altogether not able to say only that this happened.
Mm.
So if you go into that time, into spirituality, into prayers, just repeating any prayer you want, any time, any particular time, or even if you don't know, if you don't have a particular time, if you just have one prayer and you repeat it for many times in a day, you will see yourself becoming much more aligned, becoming much more peaceful in your regular days. Does not have to be highly spiritual, monk like, shaving your head and everything, not necessarily. But if you have a line of spirituality in yourself, it will help you immensely. It will help you in your board presentations, it will help you go through your life, it will help you in your relationships, it will help you in your career, your money, in ways that you don't fully understand. And people reap the benefits after some time. So that's why I recommend, if someone is not able to do prayers or meditation at any particular time, do it any time of the day. Do it while commuting, but just say some prayers. Try to
Means
just
you are
close your eyes
saying
and say
like
something.
key of a happiness is like going to spirituality, where right now people are not going that much.
Yes.
Means in a certain way, sometimes you have not sometimes in sometimes you have to keep in a spiritual time in a day for
Yes.
like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, like that you are saying, right?
Yeah, not 15-20 minutes. You can start with 2 minutes. You can start with 5 minutes. If you
Okay.
keep a, that's what I was saying. If you keep a barrier, a high
Hmm.
barrier, like our attention span has gone down to seconds now. It is not
Yeah.
at all minutes. So if we keep now 15 minutes, before we used to say that sit for 1 hour of meditation, 2
Hmm.
hours of meditation.
Mm.
Not only that scares people now, if we say for 15-20 minutes, that also people have to think like 15-20 minutes, do I have that time?
Mm.
Start with 2 minutes. You will get to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes on your own. But start with 2 minutes in a day, start with 5 minutes in a day. Do it regularly. Whenever
Do
you
you
want.
think what you are saying is like social media has spoiled this thing?
A lot of the attention has gone down. Social media has given the content, but we have watched the content.
Okay, so what is, see, social media is just posting, we are consuming. So while people know these things, then too, why not they are doing it?
Lack of self-control.
Okay.
That
And
again,
how to get it?
yeah, again, this same question you will ask, right? How to get rid of it?
Yeah.
It will come back to the same line of tangent. It will come back to the self. Where does self-control come from? Self-control, self-care, self-love will fall back to spirituality and happiness and mental peace. If you are peaceful, then you have control on yourself. The minute that you lose control out of yourself, you know that I am watching this particular movie on this particular platform for the last 2 months,
Mm.
or this series that I'm watching for the last 2 hours. I should get back to this work that I have to finish, but I am not able to continue. Why? Because you're not in control of yourself. If you have to take control of yourself, you have to unplug from the things that you're doing. How do you unplug? You unplug by nurturing your inner self. That's when you pray, that's when you heal, that's where you try to find your own happiness within yourself, without an external stimulation, without a conversation, without media, without your phone, without scrolling. So that is when many things you can do, very easy things people can do. People can go into nature, people can just touching some plants is a very good, very easy option. You can also teach this to your children. If you do not have any source of nature, if you do not have ground, earth is very necessary element for children, for adults, everybody. If you don't have earth, you have potted plants, teach your children, or if you are into some kind of negative emotions, so touch some plants. It will instantly help you reconnect with nature, because plants, Nature, this is in our genes, this is in our mind. Immediately you see a picture of a ocean, you feel relaxed.
Yeah.
Why? Because it is ingrained in your mind that ocean equals relaxation, nature equals nice. That is there in everyone's mind. So if you fall back and you start taking control within yourself, you connect with natural elements, you will start feeling much more in control of yourself. It is very easy.
Will music help?
Definitely. Music, see, many meditation, some people can find meditation through their music. People who are performers, musicians, if you see great musicians, they get lost in their music. They are already connected to their deeper self or higher self through their music. It could be through dance, it could be through poetry, whatever is your form, whatever you like doing, you have to connect with that self. It will instantly help you release all the negative emotions that you're facing.
How parents can protect their child not to engage in mobile? Because why I'm saying is like right now everyone is saying short formats, right? Short contents. So why? How can the parents get rid of that? So the attention span should come less, and the means child could not get means attention and other things and all. How we can go it in that way?
Great question. Three particular things. First is the environment. The home that you live in, the society that you live in, it's not always in our control, but if you are taking a new home, try to take a place that has the right kind of energy. It is very important where you live in, which kind of areas you live in. Is that very rich in just hustling, bustling, or nightlife or whatever? What kind of energy do you want? Do you want nightlife? You go to places of nightlife. So first is the environment. Which environment are you in? Second is the energy of your home. If you want to teach your children not to be in social media, then you have to have natural elements in your home. Maybe having a small water bowl. There can be singing Tibetan singing bowls at home. There can be some fish in an aquarium. There can be a plant that the child has seen growing up. So if there are natural elements in your home, children automatically adapt to that because they're grown up seeing around that. If they introduce some children, parents introduce their children to music, to art, to dance. If you introduce them to a few things, not push them. Parents do pushing. You have to go to art class. You have to go to music class. You have to go to dance class. Push them a little bit and then release it. Because if they're plugged in, they will plug in. They will get plugged in. If they don't want to plug in, they will plug out. So you cannot push. You have to encourage and give them the right space. First is environment. Second is the energy of the home, natural elements. And third is the behavior of the parents. You cannot assure that children will not watch parents are watching movies and children will sit in another home and study. Or parents are drinking beer and child will just sit and do something else. That can happen, but you have to accept that if I do this, my child will also do this. If you're okay with that, great. Having said all of that, it is not defined by any journal that if you do these three things, then it will not happen. Some people tell this, right, that both the parents do not drink alcohol, they don't even touch alcohol, but the child, the son, the daughter, or the child has grown up to be a great alcoholic. There could be multiple other factors also, but these three things ensure that you have a protected environment. Your environment of where you live, what are you seeing around you, what are you hearing around you. Number two, the energy of your home, the positivity, the natural element in your home is extremely important. Having soil in your home is very important. And number three, what are the parents doing? What is the child seeing? He will adapt to that, she will adapt to that, they will adapt to that.
What do you want to give a message to people who are at their 30s or 40s? Who, like 30s, why I'm saying is, like in that time, a person is handling all the stuff, marriage stuff, career stuff, child stuff, everything. And in that time, he is also like facing anxiety, stress, other things and all. How you will tell them? What you will tell them?
So if you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're going through a lot of anxiety, you're going through a lot of stress. First thing is, it is very normal. Living in a stressful life is normal. Not being stressful is a choice. How do you not be stressful? It's simple. It is by choosing things that are on your priority. If you choose all of the things, I'll look after my family, I'll look after the money, I'll choose all the things, and I know that I don't have the bandwidth to deal with all the things, I'm choosing the recipe for a life of failure. But if you know that I have this much bandwidth and I will take care of certain things, and I will work with my family or my friends or my immediate family that these are the things I'm good at, I will take care of these things, these are things you're good at, take care of these things, and we'll come to a place where we are in a solution mode. You want to build solutions, you find solutions in life. If you want to be stressful, you will be stressful. If you want to be stress-free, you will be stress-free.
What books you will be like recommending to help person to understand a person of a happy mindset or positive mindset?
I think you did not know this, but at this point I will only recommend my book that is upcoming.
Okay.
It's called The Zero Effort Journal. See, it's not a book. I could write a book on nutrition, on diet, on mental health. I have not written a book. What I've created is a journal. It is a self-filling journal for 28 days, which you can fill up under 1 minute. So this has been curated, this has been done, keeping in mind about the busy lifestyle of people. You do not need much time. Morning 60 seconds, evening 60 seconds. If you cannot give that much also, then you need psychiatric help. But if you can give that much, 60 seconds in the morning, 60 seconds in the evening. Next month, my book, Zero Effort Journal, is coming up. You can definitely use it. Other than that, try reading smaller and thinner books that you can finish. If you buy a thick book based on its cover or based on its title, it's very nice. Buy a nice author. These are great. But if you know that I'll buy books, or if you have the habit that I buy books and then I hoard the books, I don't finish the books, you lose your confidence, Rahul. You feel from inside that I know, in my subconscious I know that I want to buy this book and I want to keep it. I will read it for 2 days, then I'll forget it. Try buying books that you can finish, or go back to 1 or 2 books and finish it before going on to a new book. I think that will definitely help a lot.
Thank you for coming to my podcast.
Thank you, Rahul. It was very, very deep, and I think we went to different tangents and entirely and thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. Thank you very much. Everyone, have a great day ahead.
Thank you.
Money, 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 thank you. Money, money.